Be on the road, but the Bulls still know how to dress to impress. A look here as they come off the bus earlier today. Hi everyone, time to get into it. NBA action on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Richard Jefferson, with David Aldridge roaming the sideline. Now let's take a look at the Bulls' opening lineup. Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. Josh Giddey is out there with White. And it's Buzelis in at the 3. And for Philadelphia, they've got MP. Maxey out there with George. Then there's Oubre. And it's Embiid in at the 5, roaming the paint. It's the final game of the regular season, Greg. It's time to look ahead for most teams.
And for some, that's looking towards the playoffs, right? Others, it's looking to the offseason, but don't look too far down the road just yet. We've got a game to play.
So it'll be Chicago off the tip. White against Maxey. White the pass to Vucevic. Up top, Giddey, defended by George. The kick out to Williams. Lets it go from deep. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
Yeah, I felt like they attacked, but with a purpose. They knew what they wanted to accomplish coming in.
The coaching staff has been happy with how well they've executed the game plan. They operated as a cohesive unit.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there, no box out.
Yeah, you think you got to stop, and it's wasted because of sloppy work in the glass. You literally practice that every day.
And you know, guys, with Embiid on the floor, it's not just about his individual play. He changes everything for everyone on that team. That's how dominant he is. It's not just statistics. His presence alone propels them.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Well, a free throw drops for Embiid. With the league's 65-game rule, Joel Embiid might have trouble making another All-NBA team.
Yeah, he's only reached that 65-game mark twice in his career. But he's still a lock to make the Hall of Fame, Kevin, because of how dominant he is when he plays. And look, he's already got an MVP.
Oh, and the jam by Williams.
When he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for him.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can feel Coach smiling on the sidelines with every offensive board.
Good on the three-point shot. Williams has got 5 points so far.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
MP kicks to George. Kicks it out to MP. The offensive rebound. Oubre. And it's denied. And here comes White, leading the fast break. Williams with a clean look. And again, it's the Bulls from deep. The 76ers have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Taken away by Williams. Here's White. And the layup's good off the glass.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
And the 76ers decide to take their first time out here. And while Embiid was on record praising the importance of continuity, I don't know that, Richard, the 76ers front office felt the same way.
Oh, yeah. What you say out loud versus your actions can be very, very different in this game. When you have a chance to go big game hunting, you do. The goal was to bring in some help for Embiid and Maxey, and they accomplished it.
Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Outside, George. Oubre outside. Pass to Maxey. Williams against MP. There's Embiid. Will it go? And the layup is good. He has 5.
The reach of Embiid with his size and wingspan, he's a real threat on the offensive glass.
And White kicks to Williams. Vucevic with it. He had 22 points in the win against Washington.
And we'd be remiss not to mention his incredible rebounding, just a force on the backboard.
Now, here's George. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Kobe White.
It goes on Kobe White.
And you know, George is a tough cover. The length, the range, smooth athlete, very difficult to match up with.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Chicago.
The ball movement has been outstanding so far. They've come out of the gate looking for that extra pass.
And you can't turn it over against this team. That's a recipe for disaster, and we're seeing the results of that.
That's good from George.
And what I love about Paul George, the production, year after year after year.
So for the Bulls, Jalen Smith, he's checked in for Vucevic. Chris Duarte comes in for Buzelis. And it's Dosunmu in for Josh Giddey. And it's Maxey with the ball for Philadelphia. Running the wings, it's Oubre and George. MP is out there with Embiid, and it's Maxey in at point guard. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. To the middle. And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession. Hard to talk about a guy who can completely take over. Tyrese Maxey.
Oh, I love his energy. I love his focus. I love his love for the game. He is relentless. What's amazing is that there's still so much upside there, Kevin.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Well, MP in the last matchup against the Hawks was a big factor. He scored 12 points, and on top of that, also grabbed 3 rebounds. This team is playing really well right now. They're playing for each other and working hard to get every win. Kevin, they want to keep it going tonight.
Thanks, David. You know, GA, you wonder how much of that performance can carry over into this one.
You never really know what will happen game to game, but I sure wouldn't bet against him.
His teammates shouldn't be relying on him to do that either. They need him to be ready to step it up.
And great for Buzelis. Basketball has been a part of his family for generations.
Yeah, how about that? Both his parents played professionally in Lithuania, as did both of his grandfathers. And his dad now works with the Lithuanian men's national team as a physiotherapist.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws. Greg, we know about the Euro step, but is the D-cell the next move that's getting more notice?
I think it is, Kevin. And you can see players have quickly incorporated that into their arsenal. It's been fun to watch, man. And I tell you, it creates some uncomfortable situations.
Now, Buzelis. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Washington. MP outside. Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. George against Terry. And here's MP for 3. Another miss by Philadelphia.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
Yeah, and the risk now is that he gets inside his own head. Time to take deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and let the game come to you.
Timeout called the 76ers. And when you talk to people about the Bulls, GA, Michael Jordan's shadow still looms large over this team and organization.
And Kevin, they haven't won a championship before or since he was in Chicago. They've had plenty of good players, Derrick Rose and MVP, Jimmy Butler as well, but the results haven't been there.
Checked in for Philadelphia. A chance now to check out the race for Rookie of the Year. Always exciting to see the promise of the youngsters. A season under the belts. Who took the league by storm? Clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime.
That's the end of the first half.
Bulls lead by 6. And we'll be back for the second half
42.
following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
48.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. The 76ers trail by 6. Taking a look at the Bulls. Vucevic in at center with Williams next to him. Kobe White is out there with Josh Giddey. And it's Booz Ellis in at the 3 slot. MP kicks to Oubre. Misses the 3. And it's Giddey in the corner. Shoots over Oubre. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Giddey's got the lead up to 8 now for Chicago. In the corner, it's Embiid. A fadeaway. Here's Embiid. Goes up with it again. The strength of Embiid on display.
So much strength from Embiid. It would take a special defender to slow him down.
Giddey kicks to Williams. Vucevic down low. Embiid's there. On the left block. And Vucevic finishes inside. Vucevic has got the lead. Back up to 8 now for the Bulls. Bounce pass Maxey. Oubre passes to MP. And that one is off. Williams with the defensive effort.
You cannot play worse offensively, although he's trying. And he hasn't made one shot yet. I feel for him.
And here's MP. He'll bring it up for the 76ers. The shot's good on the assist by George. MP's got his first 2 points.
Hey, guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Giddey goes in. Out to White. There's the triple. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Let's see some of the numbers here for Josh Giddey. White against Maxey. Rebounded by Vucevic. Chicago leading by 6. Giddey the pass to Williams. Good defense by MP.
Just enough resistance to force them as barely. That's one he'll generally make.
And Nick Nurse, Greg, the 26th head coach in 76ers franchise history.
And Kevin, known for his creativity and that outside-the-box thinking, I think it's a good fit with this forward-thinking front office.
Vucevic dishes to White. And it's Joel Embiid with the rebound. Embiid's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Sixers have their superstar in Joel Embiid, but Coach Nick Nurse says they have to maximize him in different ways. Nurse said unpredictability is the key. We have to relieve some of the pressure. Guys are overplaying and sending multiple players at him. And we have to find easy baskets out of it. Kevin?
Makes a lot of sense, David. Thank you. Here's what Philadelphia's going with right now. Gordon comes in for Oubre, and Kyle Lowry subbed in for George. Free throw good, Maxey. This team has handed a lot of responsibility to Tyrese Maxey, but Greg, he's lived up to it.
And has grown very well into his role with the team. Shown that he can be a scorer all over the floor. Amazing to think how far he's come in such a short amount of time.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Yeah, things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
good timeout if you ask me. They have the momentum, and coach wants to find a way to try and stop it.
See the stat sheet here on Joel Embiid. This last month, he's been positively spectacular. And not many players convert opportunities inside as well as he. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And he's so explosive, so hungry. You really can't keep him off the glass when he wants to get there. That's why he's top 5 in rebounding.
The timing on the rejection, Embiid's feel for when to go after blocks is ridiculous.
MP passes to Maxey. And it's out of bounds. The 76ers able to retain possession here.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most active defensively.
The 76ers making a switch here. Martin's checked in. There's 1:54 left in the third quarter of the game. Embiid finds Gordon. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Here's MP. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Chicago leading. Inside. Here's Smith. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Outside Lowry. On the wing, MP. Embiid. It's all in by the Bulls. Buzelis has got his 5th rebound in this one. Stolen by Mark. Right side Lowry. On the wing, Gordon for the lead. Terry grabs the board.
And sometimes on defense, you can just get lucky.
Here's Duarte. And he jams it with authority.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
Here's Embiid. Rebound by the Bulls.
He just looks off this quarter. It looks like he's forcing it a bit right now, a little bit in his head.
Gordon inside. Terry covering. Here's Embiid. Rebound by Smith.
And with his team trying to trim this margin, his struggles this quarter, they're not helping things.
19 seconds left to play in the third. Pass to Buzelis. Off target from three-point range. 3 on 3. MP kicks to Lowry. With 1 on the clock, and the last shot before the buzzer is off. And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading baskets. It's Chicago leading by 3. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
A lot of times a spectacular pass is more impressive than a spectacular shot. This is one of those times.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter, what is still anybody's ballgame. MP is out there with Oubre. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. Then it's George. And it's Bona in at center. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia.
Well, Giddey loves to finish strong inside, and he knows how to take advantage of his size.
And here's MP for 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. 7 points for MP. Chicago with the ball. The lead is 2. Now here's Giddey. This is a Vucevic. Kicks to White. Shot clock at 6. Chicago with a new 14. No good on the shot.
It hasn't been his best game, but his team is still doing just enough to be up.
And George gets it to go.
And it's official. They have come all the way back. At one point, this thing seemed to be out of reach.
They've played with a lot of heart to get back in this, and now they've got the other side on their heels with the game winding down.
To the paint, Williams. And the rejection by MP. The shot by Williams, no good. And so MP will bring it up for the 76ers. There's the pass to Maxey. They now take the lead. That's 10 points for Tyrese Maxey. And look at how the hustle game has been going for the 76ers.
They've been just suffocating on defense the whole game. Look at their shot blocking. The opposition doesn't have any room to breathe.
And another difference maker for them has been their opportunistic defense. They are really piling up the steals in this one.
And the 76ers call time here.
Here comes your Philadelphia 76ers EMT, everybody.
Philadelphia making a change here. Curry's checked in, and the Bulls making a change also. Carter's checked in. Philadelphia's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They're taking 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. Maxey looking it over. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
And usually that's a bucket for him, but look, nobody's perfect in the mid-range.
And it's Carter missing.
And, guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
And you couldn't get a better shot off? Like, come on, you got to make the extra pass. Like, being a teammate will go so far in this league.
Pass to Vucevic. Fader on the way. Count it. Good.
And Vuce is an effective shooter, especially from that mid-range area.
Maxey passes to MP. Oubre outside. Back to MP. And the dunk by MP. Game winding down. They just keep changing leads.
And, guys, no separation yet, and I really don't think we're going to see any all the way down.
For Chicago, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. And the Bulls call timeout here.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
I'm sure all of the above is in order, and you can never be too content.
Present our New Balance player of the game, Joel Embiid.
And the D tried to get physical with him down low tonight, and it really backfired. Instead, he's just torn them up. He was aggressive, inviting the contact, and really just taking it straight to him.
Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Seth Curry. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what the Bulls coach was going over with his team. He asked his team to dig deep. He said, I know you're tired, but they're tired too. It's about who can give more than the other guy at this point. Show me what you can give. Back to you.
Thank you, David. To Maxey. Outside, George. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Oubre on the wing. Outside, George. 5 to shoot. Dishes it to MP. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
That's his 4th personal foul.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Chicago.
The name of the game in the modern NBA is making threes, spacing the court, and that's exactly what they are doing tonight.
And all game long, they work the ball inside. It's really worked well for them offensively.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he ends up making the second, and that narrows the gap to 1. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Out left to the wing. Buzelis, no one around him. Kept alive. Good.
He's been in the league long enough that late game moments do not scare Nikola Vucevic.
Oubre on the wing. MV looking it over. Pass to Maxey. It's George on the wing. He's guarded by Williams. Yes! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
ICE. Ice. He has absolute ice in his veins. This guy, he lives for these moments.
Here's Vucevic. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on Embiid.
Clever pump fake from Vuce. Skilled at baiting defenders into the foul.
Nikola Vucevic. 2 shots.
So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game. What a big possession right here.
No doubt about it, guys. The tension is palpable.
Here's Maxey. Rebound by the Bulls. .29 seconds left to play in the final quarter.
And a solid playmaker. White has a great sense for when he should look to give it up.
Timeout called the 76ers. They're behind by 5. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. .27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And here's MP for 3. Here's Embiid. Got it. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Never one to turn down the big moment. Joel Embiid knocks it down.
Chicago calls timeout. They lead by 3. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And that's an intentional foul.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second.
Dosunmu taking 2 shots.
They can't make the second free throw either. Missing both.
You know, I don't believe in the word choke, but to come away empty right there is brutal. This game would have been over.
Offensive rebound. Here's Maxey. Bullseye! And oh, that was an enormous three-pointer.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
And that's going to do it for regulation. So we are headed to overtime. Live from Philadelphia, you're watching 2K Sports. Glad to have you with us as we get going in overtime. Neither team giving an inch in this one. And here are the Bulls now. Patrick Williams is out there with Smith. Then it's Josh Giddey. Then it's Dosunmu. And it's Booz Ellis in at the 3, the small forward. Now here's Dosunmu. Now recovering. 5 on the clock. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Booz Ellis gets it from downtown. Booz Ellis has got the first points here in the overtime period for the Bulls. Outside, George passes it to MP. Outside, Lowry. Back to MP. Doesn't go for him. Williams with the defensive effort. The Bulls leading by 3. Giddey, no one around him. No good on the triple. And Lowry will bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers.
2 minutes remaining.
And George kicks to Uber.
2 minutes.
It's George on the wing. Chicago grabs the miss. Booz Ellis has got his 6th rebound on the night. At the top of the key, Williams. A 3-pointer off the mark.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Back to MP. It's rebounded by Giddey. Chicago has gone 1 of 3 from 3-point range since the end of regulation. Out to Smith. Jacks up a 3. It's hauled in by the 76ers.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Back to MP. The 76ers with another miss. For Chicago, they've gotten only 1 of their first 5 shots to drop here in overtime. The pass to Giddey. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Just lost his head out there. If you're pushing a little too hard.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
That's a very avoidable turnover. You gotta focus on the details.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Vucevic comes in for Smith. And it's White in for Josh Giddey. And the 76ers call time here. They're trailing by 3. 50 seconds left to play in the first overtime. And it's the 76ers with the ball. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. Lowry against White. Looking to end his cold spell. Rebound by Williams. Knocked loose. And the foul called on MP. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Chicago calls timeout. They're in front by 3. There's 31 seconds left in overtime.
Everybody, and I mean everybody, on your feet. Let's show why we are the best fans in the NBA. I think it's time for all of us to get back.
So, guys, it comes down to this.
Time for your stars to shine.
Here's Vucevic. And the Bulls with another miss. 20 seconds left in the first overtime. Here's Lowry. Misses and the dry spell continues. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Kyle Lowry. That's his first personal foul. 2nd team foul. At the line for the Bulls.
It's the first that gives them a 4-point
2
cushion.
shots.
Second one is good. Being both at the line. It's a 5-point game.
Clutch free throws there. That should ensure they're going home with the W.
And Philadelphia calls time here. They're trailing by 5. 8 seconds left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. Let's What's your take, guys?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
Yeah, it has to be fast. They got to take the first good look they get.
No one near Maxey as he lets it fly. Knocks down the three.
And man, is he in his zone right now. Seems like he can't miss.
Chicago calls timeout. They're up by 2. 6 seconds left to play in OT, and this battle continuing. And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
That's his first personal foul. Third team foul. Shooting for Chicago.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
Shots.
And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game. MP outside. And so the big win by Chicago in a tight game. And they had some nervous moments down the stretch, but things finally came together for them in overtime.
They probably didn't anticipate that this one would be that close down the wire, but give them credit. They were able to regroup in that overtime, and this win has to feel satisfying.
And that about does it for the final game of the NBA regular season. For Greg Anthony, Richard Jefferson, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. See you later.